Welcome. My name is Peter Strong and I provide Skype Therapy. If you'd like to speak with a therapist online, then this is the right place for you. Skype Therapy is particularly effective if you are interested in finding an alternative to medications and conventional talk therapy. The whole focus of the Skype therapy service that I provide is to help you learn very specific ways of working with anxiety and depression, of learning how to overcome patterns of habitual emotional reactivity that create these emotional states. And this is something you can learn online just as well as in the therapist's office. And in some ways, it may be even better online because it puts you more in control and makes you less dependent on the therapist. Good therapy is about learning how to work with your mind. It is not about forming a relationship with your therapist. It is not about spending hours and hours analyzing your family history. It is about learning how your mind works, how you create your anxiety or depression or other form of emotional suffering. And this we specialize in during these online therapy sessions. We use the techniques of mindfulness therapy that I developed some years ago for this very purpose. Mindfulness is simply a way of looking directly at your experience, at your mind, without judgment and without reactivity, to see exactly how it works. When you start to investigate emotional suffering in this way, one of the things you will discover is that most emotional suffering is the product of becoming overly identified with the mind, with thoughts, with emotions, with habitual reactive content that gets triggered in the mind. We have to become conscious of these patterns of habitual reactivity if we really want to change. And this is much more important than just talking about your emotions, and it certainly is much more effective than just trying to treat the symptoms with medications. Sometimes medications are called for, but for most people they simply prevent you from changing the underlying cause of your anxiety or depression by dulling the symptoms. You need to be able to change that process, and for that you need to be fully conscious and aware and develop insight into the way that your mind works. The general rule here in mindfulness therapy is that the more conscious you become of these patterns, the less power they will have over you. The more conscious you become of the habit that creates your anxiety or depression, the less anxious or depressed you will feel. So this is one part of mindfulness therapy. If you'd like to speak to a therapist online, if you'd like to work with me, then please go to my website and simply send me an email, and we can schedule a Skype therapy session for you. Thank you.